Two men in their 80s survived a plane crash into an Ottawa County Lake earlier this month thanks to the help of Good Samaritans.
And now we're hearing from one of the rescuers for the first time. News 8's Kyle Mitchell explains how he helped get the men to safety.
The lake sits right next to the runway, and it was fast-acting Good Samaritans that saved the two men. It was a seemingly quiet afternoon at the Riverview Airport in Georgetown Township that quickly changed for Nicholas Bain.
I was working in a hangar on my own airplane, doing some maintenance with my dad, who's a mechanic, and somebody yelled a plane down.
3 weeks later, the magnitude of what happened is starting to sink in.
I started driving towards the runway, and on my way there, I saw somebody running with like a 30-pound fire extinguisher. I stopped briefly and yelled for him to get in because it's a 4,000-foot runway. It would take him a while. We went down the runway and looked left, and we saw that there was a plane in the water.
Two other rescuers were already in the water working to get the men out of the plane.
I didn't even know who was the passenger until I was swam out to the middle of the pond and got to the wing, and I realized it was my flight instructor and friend, and that he wasn't breathing, and the plane was sinking too fast to do CPR on the wing, so they proceeded to hand him to me to swim to the edge.
He started swimming the passenger to the shore in water where you couldn't touch the bottom without any flotation device to lift him up.
It was at that point that I realized I was going to still need some help to even finish that swim, and that's when Pat, the other pilot, jumped in and was able to help me complete that swim and get him to the edge.
Nicholas was amazed how quickly the man was revived.
We put him on his side in the recovery position to try to get some of the water because you could see visibly that there was water in his mouth, and we kind of gave some thrust to the center of his torso, which almost, I'd say best described as almost like a sideways Heimlich, and water spat out of his mouth and he started breathing again.
The Georgetown Township Fire Department honored 3 bystanders for that rescue with a life-saving award. Nicholas Bain, Blake Chapin, and Patrick Morrell. Taking a picture with Hugh, one of the men rescued.
To say that a pilot and a passenger who are in their 80s were able to come away from that and are actually, doing well, it's a miracle.
In Georgetown Township, Kyle Mitchell, News 8.